Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening's Sunday session, which happens to be Sunday night. And Muzz will be on shortly. So, tonight's discussion, what's at stake? Steak. Threw the old Homer Simpson joke in there. Hope you had a giggle at that. And yeah, it's part of the topic of discussion with... part of business, and then, steak joke aside, what's going to inspire you to do something in your business? And I'll lean into it more as Muzz gets on. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, Murray.
G'day, guys. How are we?
I don't know if you were listening before. Did you like my steak joke at the start, mate?
Yeah, no, that's a good one, that one. And what wasn't it also from
dad jokes are us.
The jokes are us. Juice Bigelow?
Say that again?
Wasn't it from Juice Bigelow as well?
Possibly.
Not that I ever saw it. I just remember the short.
Anyway, so I was inspired for today's subject. Happened to go to sports all weekend with a young fella and listening called a Balage W. Cardos podcast today. And he was leaning into some reasons with Christy. We all know the great and powerful Christy ex-Ord. So if you don't know who she is, maybe you should know, and you should join the platform that we're in and start the business that Muzz and I are in, because no, we started before you. So what he was discussing was like, and I'll just try and replay the example that he said. You've got this business, right? And it's sort of working and you're chipping away at it. But imagine this situation where this is your business and you're on this tower and there's this plank of wood to this other tower. And do you walk across that plank of wood? So, could that plank of wood be go live on Facebook, make a video, make a post? Is that plank, we'll use that as an example of what the plank is to get to the other building. And some people go like, what's on the other building? Riches and fame and fortune and all that sort of stuff. Whoop-de-doo, I'll get there when I get there. But then the other mindset shift is, right, this is your business on this tower. What if across that plank of wood, that Facebook post is this burning building and your kids are on this burning building and you had to save them by walking, as every parent would, you'd be sprinting across that plank to get your kids and get back, right? So what is stopping you from doing the Facebook post or telling everyone that, hi, I'm a distributor for some of the world's greatest products, and we modify our water, and it's a high commission structure that's patented and all this wonderful stuff about the business. You should check it out. Like, have a look. It's really easy. To walk down the street and do that, and probably into that sort of conversational skill is, I won't name drop him. We'll just call him JK from West Coast Poly. You'll have to work it out if you know. He was in town doing a promo for water tanks. So, of course, you give me half a chance, I'll turn a water tank conversation into a water machine conversation. What's in the water tank? How do you filter it? Stuff like that. I've got this magic thing at home that I do this, and this is that water. I wave the bottle in front of him because I'm drinking my 2 litres of Kangen water, and started a conversation with the great man. He's going, oh, that's interesting, because he's a Northampton boy. If for people who don't know who I'm talking about, if you haven't worked it out by all those hints, just do some research. All right, it's really not that hard to find out who I was talking to. But anyway, so conversation goes. He goes, oh, what do you do? I'm Facebook and Instagram, and I talk about the products and stuff like that. So, all right, yeah. I go, here, whip out the phone, open up the Instagram, go to the share thing, whip up the QR code. There's my Instagram. Bang. Whips his phone out, takes the photo, goes on my Instagram. Cool. Where do I find this stuff? There's the link on my Instagram profile. Bang. Checks it out right in front of me. All right. Cool. Is this it? Yeah, that's it, mate. You have a look. So that's part of the, building on fire type attitude is, what have I got to do to get people to see the offer that we've got to make the sales? How many buildings on fire have to be put in front of me for me to save my kids, rescue the farm? It's like that sort of rocket that you need. And it's, some of the things that Balaj also lent into, and this is really speaking from a parenting side today, Muzz. I know that's not really your forte at the moment. You will get there, right? But
I've got fur babies. That counts, I'm sure.
Well, I'm not a furry, but I've got a fair bit of fluff on my face. So things we do for our kids. So his comment was, he was borderline psychopath about this business for 7 years before he had his kids. Right now he's got his kids and he's at a place in this business. It's awesome. And he gets to make choices that not all of us get to make because he doesn't have the restrictions that a lot of us have, because he put in the work that a lot of us didn't. For the reason being, in his brain, he goes, before I have this family, I don't want to tell my kids we can't afford it, or it's someone else's fault, or the government won't save me, or the bank didn't lend me the money. Wins, took, carry on. It was the fact that Dad didn't put in the work. So like you and I and Scotty, we're putting in the work, right? Balaj put in the work first. He's further through his journey. We all know heaps of guys in the men's chat. There's over 200 people in that men's chat now. So there's 200 blokes in that men's chat putting in the work. So then we get to, and I discussed it with my young fella on the way home today. It's like, we're going to get to this point and you'll want to go, I want you to go to your school ball, the year 11, 12 ball at the end of high school. And I want you to be able to ring me and go, Dad, I need a suit. And I go, no problem. Yeah. Okay, right. Let's get you the best suit we can get. Dad, there's this girl that I want to take and she needs a corsage because that's like the thing that they do. And I'll be
That's
like,
the thing to do.
Yep, no problem. And then, Dad, me and the mates want to go on a limo. Can we get a limo? And I'll be like, yep, no problem. To have those things, to say those things to my kid, I have to do the work now. And I have been doing the work for the last 4 years to go, all right, we're going to build this, and that's going to supplement some income, because that's how you do it. You make some sales, that supplements the income. You get to your legacy positions, you get further income, you get your leadership bonuses and stuff like that. So build it. You have to build it. Your building's on fire. They're going to sell the farm on you. The government's not going to save you, and no one's going to walk down the road and write you a blank check to save you. You have to get off your ass and do it.
You still got to do something.
And, that's in insert stake joke here. That's what's at stake.
Yeah.
Like if you can't sit there and do, like you're sitting on the veranda now, Muzz, you do the rocking chair test. If you to imagine yourself at 85 years old, get the rocking chair, 85 years old, here we are. It's like, so look back and, we're sitting back going, what have we done with life? What do we wish we could have done better? And you tell your, for me, 44-year-old self at 85, it's like, back when I was your age, I should have done this, and I didn't. Or now you go, switch back into your current brain, you go, right, I'm 44. What the hell do I have to do to make this work? Do I have to do a Facebook video of me doing yoga? I've gone live on my Facebook page doing yoga at 6 o'clock in the morning. I've done all sorts of it. I've done, everyone's done the push-up thing online.
Yep.
How to tell people that you've started business selling water products, and they've got these electromagnetic guards as part of their system now. That's also part of the packages you can get. So I'm looking to upgrade my setup to a quad very shortly.
Yes.
By adding this product to my arsenal, I suppose you could say. And then
absolutely,
as we talk about these things, and they go, well, how did you start? I started from a sort of Facebook ad, and I talked to a person just like you and me, and they said, well, these are the products we've got. It's in a high-ticket affiliate business, and this is how we do it. We teach you how to make Facebook content that's impactful, meaningful, speaking to people, talk about pain points, like kids being on the other side of the building with the building on fire. If you could go to a place where you imagine that, or for your position, Muzz, I'll lean into a pain point for you, which is also one of my pain points. We've both got farms, right?
Yep.
What if the bank says no and we're shutting the gate? Yeah. What if the government says no, you can't sell your sheep on a boat? Oh, that's right, they've already done that. So what are we going to do about it? Yeah. You can't sit there and wait for someone else to save you. What are we going to do about it?
You got to save yourself. You got to find another avenue to pull yourself out of the shit, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. And because no, look, as most blokes know, it's sort of genetically encoded into our lives that it's a man's job to do the saving and not to be saved, right? So all the men watching this, no one's coming to save you. That's the God honest truth, right? If you want something, you have to get off your ass and get it. So if you've got to pay the farm off, if you've got to sort your life out to get the family get the family sorted so the kids can go to school, get off your ass and do it. If the current bread and butter's not doing it, or the fences aren't putting themselves up, speaking of fences, I've got a mate who's offered me to borrow his backpackers in a couple of weeks when he's finished with them. So I'll get some fencing done then. So there's a solution, Muzz. We both had the same problem. A couple of Ks of fencing, dot my I's, cross my T's, write some checks out, get some fencing done. But, that's outsourcing. And that's expenditure. How am I going to pay for that? What if there's no money in the bank? You got to sell something. Sell a harvester, sell a quad track. Can't sell sheep; they're not allowed on a boat. I'll keep jumping up and down on that one for years. Until I say you can put it back on a boat.
Fucking hell.
But
what a bloody rigmarole.
You talk into that, Muzz. In your situation, in your brain, what are you doing, or what are you going to do when the bank starts to lean on us?
I mean, current situation I have is looking at my immediate thought, to be honest, Gerald, is going into machine work, and that's something that I know that I can lean into. But otherwise, there's as you've suggested before, looking at online business, looking for opportunities there, whether it's through you and I, or there's 100 of things. It depends on who suits who, but my immediate thing is something that I can grab and make a thing right now. And like you said, sell machines. My auntie, who's been through situations in the past where it's come to, she says that everything in the house has a price. And so I can apply that here. Everything in the house and the shed has a price. So if it hits the fan, you go, righto, well, as small as that's $5, that's top $5, that's $10, up to that's 10 grand. Right. That'll get us through, get us over this hurdle, keep the bank buddy, look, just give us this bit of time until XYZ occurs. Yep.
You get another month and you go again. You go another month and you go again. And you go another month and you go again. And a lot of farmers will do it. And from a contractor point of view, because I'm going to be a big swathing contractor later. That's what I bought one. So that's
Really?
that's the job,
good.
right? So yeah, big nitro swather, Nigel.
That's right.
Bloody
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So the problem is, I'll put an ad out and go, look, local bloke, I'll do your swathing, cut your hay if you want to swath it. Most guys mow it because you condition it and all that. Export hay, you've got these standards that they like.
Yes.
So they all got mower conditioners. So that's not my market. But you get a frosted crop. Heaven forbid that happens this year. We don't want that. But it happens occasionally. So I can go and swath some crops for guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Plenty of wood up here. You know, so what am I going to do? I'm going to put an ad out in the local paper, try and get some work. What if I don't get work? Well, I'm going to have to substitute that thing because I've still got to pay the payments on the machine. So I'll find something else to do.
Yeah.
How many different uses can I have for that machine? It is just a swather, but it's also my boom spray. And then is it just that machine, or is it going to get to the point where, all right, bad choice, I might have to sell the machine? That's also a possibility. Might have bitten off more than I can chew. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And then, you know, you have to cut your losses, which it won't be a loss. I'm sure I can get my money back on that.
Mm.
But, you know, this is the process you have to go through. But then these are all short-term solutions.
Mm.
What could you do in the short term to get to that 85 years old and go, geez, on the rocking chair again. You remember when we were 35, 40 years old, Muzz, and we started that online business and we were selling these things? And geez, that was a great choice, because here we are at 85, and you know, that check's coming every month now. We've done that work. Yeah, we're 6824, and we go just sitting here on this rocking chair. People still ask us about these machines. Yeah, we still sell them, and yeah, that's just cream. But you remember when we started that? How good a choice that was. Glad we did that, because now we've set it up for the grandkids, and we've saved the farm because we don't need the bank anymore, and all that sort of stuff.
That long-term planning's been put in place, young fella.
Yeah. And you'll be sitting on the rocking chair, and the grandkids will ask you, hey, granddad, tell us the story about what you did when you were dad's age that saved the farm. All right, young fella. This is how it was. Back then, there was this thing called Facebook. and it was a social media app. And this was new to people. You know, this was a new thing. Everyone was getting on it. And then we had these things where we could have a business that we could advertise on Facebook. And that was a thing that started way back then. You know, nowadays everyone does it. And it's like VR and input it into your brain, and there's sky signs and all that sort of stuff. The aliens are probably going to write it across the sky for us. Yeah,
absolutely.
Have you drunk your 2 litres of water today? Care of the aliens from Mars. I don't know.
Hey, you'll be able to export sheep into Galactically then by then.
I reckon the government would find some way to tax it or make it unethical or something.
Probably. Fucking hell.
I reckon I'll have to research how big a planet Mars is. I wonder how many hectares I could get. Elon, hook us up, brother. We'll terraform Mars, and we'll run a mob of sheep over there. And the bonus is we'll take some wool sheep. So then we've got wool to make clothes out of. We've got meat to eat. You've just got to get the grass to grow, and we're sorted. We'll get a few trees for a bit of shade. We'll find some water. Apparently there's a lot of water on Mars, but you just got to create an ozone layer or something.
Yeah,
scientifically it's possible. So it's just who's got enough money to do it. So, you know, brother Elon,
start selling some machines.
Yeah, I'll even donate a boom spray. I'll take the swather over there.
Swath over there, buddy. What's his name? Buddy, talk to that joker who wrote the Martian. That's get some ideas off of him how to buddy make life work for us on Mars.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? No matter how quick Elon gets there, David Goggins is already going to be jogging laps around there.
Who's he, Stuart?
David Goggins is the. Don't know if you've seen the memes like, who's going to carry the boats? Who's going to carry the logs? You don't know me, son. Stay hard. Do your push-ups. Run a mile. Run an ultra marathon. His story in essence, right? So he's a American. I'm pretty sure he's American. Who, at some point in his life, he was a fat kid sitting on the couch, got off his ass, got fit, joined the Navy, kicked ass in the Navy, said, fuck it, I'm going to do SEAL training 3 times, and then did Ranger training, and then said, you know, I'm just winning at life. I'll just keep winning. Decided to go for a run one day, Forrest Gumped it, and run an ultra marathon. It's like 360 miles or something.
Yeah. I remember that now because, yeah. He's
coming to Perth soon. I keep seeing on my Facebook. I've got stuff to do, so I'll be carrying the boats, and David Goggins will be telling people in Perth, you go, the hell are you doing here? Go do some work. Go carry the boats. But so one of the memes I see is like it's like a cartoon, and you get the cartoon and it'd be like Elon and a couple of rich guys getting out of the, you know, welcome to Mars. We're the first men to land on Mars. And then you see this bit of dust in the horizon, and they go, what's that? What's that? And they go, my God, it's David Goggins. And there he is jogging across Mars. I ran here, motherfuckers. Let's go. Stay hard. See you, Jupiter.
Oh, shit, I love it.
Right.
And that's who you want to be looking up to.
Mate, stay a minute in my brain. Just replay that in your head. When you get up off the couch tomorrow morning, or when you get out of bed tomorrow morning, think of that meme.
Yeah. No,
and you make yourself laugh, have your breakfast, and go conquer the bloody day. Yeah? That's the sort of people.
Made my night.
Yeah. So those sort of influences in a person's life, not that he's a big influence in my life, I've listened to his audio books, certain parts of his story have influenced my life. I was doing push-ups anyway as an epiphany that I discovered about myself not being happy with my core strength. So I said, what the fuck am I going to do about it? Simplest thing to do. Do some push-ups on the lounge room floor.
Yeah. And
start. And honest truth is, when I started, 10 was a struggle. When I had the thought, I went, all right, I'll get on the floor and I'll do some push-ups. And I went, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I go, 10? And the arms are going, that's piss weak. So keep going. Push for more, push for more, push for more, push for more. Do them every day. Create a routine, a discipline. And, you know, so that's part of the things that have changed my life, by influences like that. And then I listen to blokes like Balaj and Clint and Alex Hormozy and the real Brad Lee. So Alex Hormozy is a business guy who understands how to build and scale businesses and how he created content to scale businesses. So it's relevant stuff. And he talks, you know, today's little one was, what's your CAC, customer acquisition cost, and what is their lifetime value? Yeah. So in an essence of this business, right? So let's say we make a Facebook video. What does it cost to make a Facebook video? Nothing. And then we turn it into reels that I've paid for an app. So there's $15 a month for that app to do that. Yeah. And then I make reels. So then we send the reels out. And then we turn a reel into an ad, and we spend $5 a day, and we spend it out for $5 a day. So there's another $25 to make an ad. For someone to go, cool, I've been watching your content for 6 months. I like what you're doing. Tell me more about this product. Sweet. Bang. Sale. Right? There's more into it than that. So what is my customer acquisition cost? Is whatever I've spent on the months of making reels, whatever I've spent on the months of Facebook ads, on Instagram ads and all that to advertise for that one sale. So then how many sales can you make in a month? How many sales can you make in a year? How many sales does it take to get to the legacy leadership positions up here on the step ladder, up there?
Yeah.
Right. So at what point do you get, I think it's 6822 or 6823. Was it Beck Femia says you're not free unless you're 6823.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a point in her business where you get that monthly check back from the company, and that's a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
Right. So then that's a point you go, that's when you can go, I rolled out of bed and I got this many dollars today for doing the work that I did. Like Blage said, what did you do for that 2, 3, 4, 7, 10 years previous to get to that point to earn that privilege? And then did all that work on that journey, did that pay off mum and dad's mortgage, buy mum and dad a car, buy mum and dad, buy mum and dad another house that they need, pay off the farm, put the kids through school, all this stuff, Kids went to the best school. Kid got to go to the ball in a nice suit, not a cheap rented suit. Went in the nice car and then had a nice, had a great time and made cool memories to go. Yeah. Great. Dad sits in his room making Facebook videos, and we had a talk about that today. He goes, I say, part of the process is, what is the work that I'm doing? They say kids spend too much time on their phones, but what are we doing? I'm sitting on my phone answering messages from people. We're sitting down, we're making a Facebook video right now. This is the work. This is the way of business these days. So you can't have the double standard that your kids count. But you can't have the double standard that your kids can't be on the phone if all they do is see you on the phone. But if they understand why you're on your phone and saying this is a way of business, I might be, Apple CarPlay, I love it, right? Replying to messages as you're driving down the road, hands free, is awesome. So to explain that to him, like, I go, no tech before breakfast and stuff like that. But I'll be having my breakfast and someone will have messaged me and they'll be on New Zealand time or East Coast time. So it's very mid-morning for them. So, kids are at school and they're going like, hey, business chat, whatever. And I reply to them at a certain time. So I've got part of my routine is to hold off on that as much as I can. But there's a certain time in the morning when I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand, answering messages, scrolling stuff. And he sees that he's ready for school and I'm sitting there scrolling through my phone. And I'm not sitting there playing bloody Candy Crush or something. I'm actually working. But it's sort of that. Yeah. And to understand the work, and it's not a grind. I don't find it hard to have a few conversations and talk to people, send them to a webinar, answer a few questions. If you're lucky enough to slide into my DMs nowadays, you have to answer the 20 questions before you get to the webinar, before you get to see what I've got to offer. So there's a filter process.
And it's worth answering those 20 questions. Even if you don't go all the way through, it's worth it for yourself, I would have thought. Yeah.
That's like free, I suppose, coaching, like a checklist. If you can answer those questions, whether you do or don't continue on and join us in business, if you can answer those questions, you've had to have a look at your life to go, holy shit, what am I doing in the next 12 months? Is it different to what I'm doing the last 12 months? What if I put 2 or 3 years into this business and everything went right and we 68234'd it? What would my life look like? I would have kicked ass on a few Facebook videos, made some epic reels, met some epic people to join in business. It's a team business. It's not an individual sales business. It's building a team business. And then all these teamies, you meet all these people that become your friends. So you're increasing your network and something that other content. So we'll just specify him as Top G. Everyone knows who he is. He says all of his money is made with team, right? He's not made any of his money alone. He's always had his brother. They are like the dynamic duo. I wouldn't call them Batman and Robin. That's unfair. But I certainly wouldn't say it to their face. I might, but I'll be prepared to cop one in the jaw. But he said all these projects that he's got going on, he's got hundreds of people that work for him now. So it's not if he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever, and he's got hundreds of people working for him on his team dream, and they're all doing the same thing. They're all learning off each other. How many?
Yes.
What does he say? 13, 16, 18 millionaires in his business that help him do what he's doing. I'd love to know how many millionaires we have in TFE. That would be an interesting stat to find out. And then we get to learn off those people. And it's like, and probably the key point, don't take advice from someone who's not where you want to be. Like I don't know. So if Joe Blogg's down the road or Joe Blogg's from another town tells me how to spray my crops and farm my farm, I take that advice with a pinch of salt because he's not here farming what I'm farming, right? He might be a farmer, and there's plenty of online businesses and plenty of online entrepreneurships to look at. But that farmer's not living the life that I want to live.
Yeah.
So, you drive your John Deere tractors and I'll drive my Case tractors, right? Don't tell me how to drive a John Deere tractor if I'm driving Case tractors.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And
then I don't want to farm, like the vision is I don't want to farm like that guy. I can't farm like the guys in Northampton. I can't farm like the guys out at Eridu. Can I, Muzz?
It's horses for courses, and I mean, I like the way you phrased it before, saying you got to take it with a pinch of salt. I think to a certain degree, it depends on who Joe Blogg down the road is. You have Joe Blogg who's telling you, whap, whap, this is how you got to do it, yada, yada. Or you got buddy, Jim Biggs, buddy next door to him, who will teach you, look, this is what I've done in the past. I stuffed up. It didn't work. So this might benefit you. And he might still not be where you want to be, but you can learn from his mistakes. And I think that's still, worth anything. You take that all in your stride and then make your own critical evaluation after that.
Yeah. But in an essence of what, say, Jimmy Little versus Jim Big, Jim Big has a bigger farm. So he has a different way of thinking. So then his advice would be valid to a degree versus Jimmy Little to tell you how he's running his 1,500 hectares versus Jimmy Big who's got 15,000 hectares. It's, the horses for courses analogy is spot on. And it's like, so you listen to Jimmy Big because he's got a bigger farm and he'll have some pearls, some lessons to teach you that will help you grow your farm or help you make a decision, because I've seen farmers around. There's points that I'm at this point. It's either knuckle in and grind it out, or I can just pull out. Yeah, it could be it could get to, it's not going to, right? So I'm not even going to say it into the existence. But it's, that point has crossed my mind. What if it's not going to work? What if it's too hard? What if the price is enough and it's just sold out? Then it's not we talked about problem solving last week. It's not a problem anymore because it's gone. But then what do I do? That is, what do I want to do? And that's that's a little conversation I'll have with myself as to what increases the drive. So, here we are lighting the fire again. Yeah. What do I have to do to make it work? Hire backpackers. Get more mates to come around for beers and we tinker down the shed or something, What's it going to take to get it done? What's it going to take to be there, to have this house and have that safety and that security for my kids? So they know they've got a home to come back to every day. And they go, whatever happens in their world, I even had the conversation with the daughter the other week on the holidays. I said, if you end up in jail, call me, but you are spending the night there, right? Yeah. But you can tell me the story when I pick you up the next morning, right? And it want to be a good one, right? So,
for a bloody good reason.
Yeah. But to have that safety net and that security, and they know that, that's what I'm providing. And as a man, from the man perspective, the primal provider, protector thing, that's my job. I'm dad. I'm the provider and the protector of the family. So what do I have to do? Start online business, make a few Facebook videos, learn something about myself, do some personal development, do some push-ups, drink a heap of water, get fitter, grow a bigger beard.
Fitter, so it's better to start platting that thing, I reckon, Stuart. Looks good, buddy.
Get the tails out here, mate. I've been looking at a fair
plats for the bones.
No caveman braids, mate. No, one day I'm sure I'll get in costume and we'll Viking braid it.
Yes.
Do the Viking braids and I'll get the tattoos on my head. Intrusive thought. Tattoos. I've been manifesting tattoos, thinking about what I'm getting. Because I like a bit of skin art. And I jokingly said to Jack, what if I get the mohawk tattoo? But as the mohawk will go like symbols for earth, fire, air, water, Viking symbols and runic symbols, stuff like that. And something that really means something to me. Because if you put it on your skin, unless it's water, and hopefully it's not full of chlorine and fluoride, then it's so that's what I mean. So the artwork and then the armor that I'll put across my shoulders and the all the other things, massive changes in my life. I want to reflect that, like the name adjustment and stuff like that. How do I display that apart from people seeing my Facebook? What is my other symbols that I want? Warriors and paladins and mages and stuff like that I want on my body, is to show that's the magic within. The warrior or the magic within. If I can display it on my body in a tasteful way, then when I'm 85 in the rocking chair and the grandkids go, what's that mean? What's that? Yeah. And you stretch out the old wrinkles and you go, that's my paladin. What's a paladin? Well, back in the day, before I was 40, and probably when Jesus was about 40, there was a crusade. And things like that.
There's a story.
Yeah, and there's a story. So you can ask that person. I won't say her name because then it'll come up on the phone as we're talking. But you can ask Google or whatever other app that you use to find that information. And that's one of the greatest, probably, another intrusive thought, talking about information and what we have available today versus what our parents had available. So when my dad was 40,
yes,
it was about 1980. No, I wasn't. It was about 1990, right? So the internet was still a puppy back then. So how did you get your information for your filters and your machinery stuff and stuff? They handed out manuals for everything. So discovering books the other day of 858 Massey's or something like, harvester manuals, or the old they used to have in the 70s and 80s. They do field days of what are the local farmers, what's all the machinery, and what are the problems they have. I found a book. It's got settings for every harvester from like 83. Every harvester invented. Horwood Bagshaws, into 7-Elevens, the Johnnies, Massey's, everything. What are the settings? What are the issues? What are the maintenance things you want to do every year? What lasts the season? What doesn't last the season? It's all in an old typed up book, and it's all brown paper now. But Dad kept that book, and it was an interesting flick through. So nowadays we have smartphones, internet, search engines, stuff like that. So information is right there all the time. Yeah. So there's no excuse for not knowing. But we can't be angry at Dad for not knowing what he didn't know. So my dad did the best with what he knows to now. And that's my turn with what I know to do the best with what I know. And I know that in 40 years' time, let's not be silly about it. In 40 years ago, we didn't have internet, we didn't have smartphones. In 40 years' time, we probably won't have smartphones because there'll be bloody microchips and drone signs and stuff like that controlled by AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's be realistic about it.
You don't know.
And you'll be able to ask your house robot, what is the information?
Yeah.
And your house robot will tell you. So then there'll be no excuse for you not to be able to run a business because all the information's out there right in front of you. It's accessible on every smartphone. Even if it's not a smartphone.
Whatever
what do you think about smartphones, right? Smartphones aren't smart. The operator of the smartphone is what makes the intelligence. It's just the access to the information. Yeah. You can have another case in point. So funny cat videos, right? Or TikToks or whatever, and you go down that loop, and then the algorithm feeds you that information. So you can get lost in the doom scroll of funny cat videos or funny dog videos or funny parrot videos is one of my favorites. Of the information that you're gathering, you can find the stupid things as much as you can find the smart things.
Absolutely.
Round and round, back to discipline. The other building's on fire, your kids are on it, you've got to save them, but you've got your K8 water machine over here, so then you'll hose it down and everything will be fine. Meanwhile, you're hydrated and you're active enough because you've done your push-ups to be fit enough to run across that building to save your kids from the burning building, to bring them back so that everyone can drink their water from the K8. Swings and roundabouts for the information we've got.
Exactly right, my friend. And that's, buddy, as you said, it's all discipline. It's all knowing what's available to you.
Yeah.
Now, my friend, I've got to go. Buddy.
We've probably done enough of a chat. I've done most of the talking tonight, Muzz. Hopefully I've dropped a few pearls of wisdom for the people.
You're a fountain of wisdom tonight, Stuart. Buddy, no, so it's really good. But thanks for sharing that all with us.
Well, that's all right. That's part of the deal. That's the free value we provide as online entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, and the spunky men that we are.
That's right. I had a nice lady tell me tonight my beard is looking awesome, so must keep it clean.
Absolutely. Presentation's key.
Yeah.
Part of the discipline.
And discipline. That's why the push-ups. Because it's about what are you selling, Muzz. So I think we've crossed that one. Just quickly before we sign off, what are you selling?
Yep.
So if you want a girlfriend, what are you selling? If you're trying to sell a car, who wants to buy the Ford Falcon and who wants to buy the Ferrari? Everyone wants the Ferrari. So if you're selling yourself, are you the Ford Falcon or are you the Ferrari? And can you turn, and in a way, so this is the magic of human beings or human doings, is you can magically turn the Ford Falcon into a Ferrari. It just requires a bit of body work and an engine swap.
Bit of body work and looking after what's under the hood as well.
Yeah. So then what do all the lovely ladies go to? They love a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I've got a photo somewhere of girls in bikinis on a Holden Ute back in the old race car days. They weren't as excited about lying on the bonnet of this Holden Ute as they would have been if it was a Ferrari. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
no.
hence the presentation change and the body transformation and stuff like that is what am I selling? Yeah, what am I buying? What am I selling?
Absolutely. And knowing that, you know, if you look at yourself and go, would I want to date me? And there's a lot of people out there probably look at themselves and go, no, maybe not. Yeah. And that's where, as long as you're working yourself and working towards bettering yourself, I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, yeah. And that was sort of, that's one of those mindset changes. I think that's the other bonus of starting this business is I've had so many mindset shifts that have changed not just perspective on life, but actions in life. From one thing, one decision I made years ago, put some work in.
Yeah.
So, all right, Muzz, we've probably waffled on long enough. Otherwise, we're going to share too much wisdom and they'll know everything. They won't have to Google it because we'll have told them.
We'll told them all, you know, too soon for the robot, the house robot yet. So,
yep.
Anyway, we'll let you lead the way.
All right, awesome. Hashtag keep the sheep. Thanks to all the farmers that grow all the food and look after the sheep and cows and pigs and chickens and stuff like that. That's where the food comes from. People work it out. Thanks to all the truckies that move all the goods around Australia and the world because it doesn't get to your plate or your table without it going on a truck. So thanks, team. And thanks to all the service veterans and armed service people that are protecting our country because if you haven't seen the negative news, there's shit going on. So if you live in a safe country right now, like Australia, as an essence of safety. We won't go too far down that rabbit hole, but that's protected by people who put their lives on the line. So you have to respect them for that. And we support them.
Amen that.
Yeah. So that's us.
Thank you.
That's our waffle on for a Sunday session. Must be time for another not Friday frothy, but
no, still no frothy here, but thanks for that, Stuart, and thanks everyone for tuning in and being with us tonight.
Awesome. All right, we'll knock it off there. Peace out. Have a good one, people.